Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today guys, I will be giving you tips on how to protect yourself that could possibly save your life. We just got done with Christmas time and it's rough out here. 2020's been no joke. I don't think 2021 is getting any better. People out here are crazy, so it's just best to know how to protect yourself at all times in any situation. Sex trafficking is on the rise and a lot of people are being exposed. So these are just extra steps that can help you be able to take care of yourself when you're alone or if you have a family. So my first tip would be to learn self-defense. Take a self-defense class. You know, some people might not want to because you have to pay, but at the end of the day, you are learning things that you will be able to use throughout life. Being able to protect yourself and know how to protect yourself, or if you have children or if you got a wife, anything, it will be great to just know or have that security in knowing that you can protect yourself if need be. Because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter how big you are, how much you weigh, how strong you are. It really does not matter. You can just learn simple techniques that can really help you get yourself out of danger, or if somebody's, you know, trying to do something to you, it could help you safely get out of situations that could turn possibly deadly. Tip number 2 would be to watch your surroundings and pay attention. Pay attention to if someone's following you around in the store. Don't leave the store if you notice someone paying attention to you. Purposely go down certain aisles to see if someone's following you. Don't leave the store if somebody's following you. Get someone's attention. Let someone know that someone's following you. In most stores, they have security. They have managers and people on standby for certain things like this, especially like Walmart. So just get someone's attention if you see that someone's following you. If you notice that someone's following you while you're driving, don't stop driving. Get somewhere safe. Don't go home. Do not let them follow you home. Call the cops. Tell them where you are. Go somewhere in a public place, park in the front and run inside. Get help. After you've called the police or called whoever, you know, to help you, call someone and stay on the phone with them the entire time that you're driving. 9 times out of 10, the operator or the police will stay on the phone with you. But if, in case they get off the phone with you, call someone. Stay on the phone the entire time that you are driving and this person's following you. When you're going somewhere with a big parking lot, even if it's not a big parking lot, watch where you park. Park in the front. Pay attention to what cars are parked beside you when you leave and go inside the store, and what cars are parked beside you when you come out of the store. Don't park by sketchy vehicles. Pay attention to sketchy vans. Call the police to check out sketchy vans and give them their license plate, or if they're parked at a certain store and you don't know about it, have them come, you know. Don't be a Karen. But if you see certain things on vans like sketchy locks, or if you see someone get out of the van and they have a child and the child is obviously uncomfortable, it's okay to call the police and get help, or just to check it out. Most people, and this is maybe harsh to say, but most people who get sketchy vehicles like that are used to it. I mean, you kind of know what you're getting yourself into when you get a vehicle like that, especially nowadays with everything that's going on. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm just saying that people deserve to feel safe, especially women when they're going places alone. Pay attention to vehicles that are circling the area that you're in, or circling, like, just keeps coming in and out of the parking lot, in and out, in and out, in and out. Avoid going certain places at night by yourself, like the gas station or the ATM. If your car breaks down on the side of the road or on the side of the highway, stay in the car. Lock the doors. Put your emergency lights on. If you're like me and you don't really trust anybody and you don't want just anybody pulling over to help you, just park on the side of the road, call for help, and stay on the phone. Even if you do have your emergency lights on, stay on the phone with someone. Stay in your car. Lock the door. If something's going on with your car, whether you want to see what's going on, if it's during the daytime and you figure your tire blowed or something like that, it's okay to get out of your car and check to see what's going on, or what, you know, how much damage you have. But if it's at night, stay in your car. Even if you know how to change your own tire, stay in the vehicle. But if you're confident in yourself and you got your self-defense techniques and you want to change your tire, you ain't got time for all that, by all means do it yourself. But if you're like me and you have anxiety and you just don't like situations like that, stay in your car. Pay attention to your children when you go inside of stores. If you're that busy to where you can't keep an eye on your children and make sure that they are with you at all times or near you, leave them at home. Don't go out with your kids if you're not gonna pay attention to them. Keep the back doors of your car locked, especially if you're in an SUV or something and you have the little door that's on the back of your car. Keep it locked, because a lot of people wait for you to get in your vehicle and they will sneak in through those doors, or a lot of people will wait until you get out of your vehicle, because I've seen people who have these vehicles, when they press lock, that back door doesn't lock. So when you get out, there's somebody coming up to your car that's pulling on that latch and then hiding in your car for when you come back. And the whole car ride, you drove all the way home with this person in your trunk. Number 3, have a panic call buddy. If you are going somewhere alone, always let someone know where you're going. If you know what time you're coming back home, let that person know. You arrive there, let that person know. When you leave there, let that person know. If you're starting to feel uncomfortable once you get there, let that person know. Share your location with somebody. Me, if I'm going somewhere sketchy and I don't really know how it's going to turn out, especially if you're going to like a guy's house for the first time, I will share my location with somebody that I trust, or somebody that I know can get to me fast, or somebody that I know is gonna be there ASAP. I share my location with them the entire time that I'm there. If you're in a situation and you're uncomfortable and you need to call for help, practice fake phone calls with that buddy. Act like you're ordering a pizza. I see people talk about that all the time, faking like you're ordering a pizza or faking like you're on a business call, and say certain things and certain keywords so that they know that you are in danger. If you have to call the police, first thing that you need to do when you get on that phone is give your address in case anything happens or you're not able to finish the phone call. The first things that you need to be trying to tell them before you even state your name is give the address. After you state your name, or in the situation you're in, if you still have time to speak with the police or the operator or whoever, start giving a description of whoever it is or whatever they're doing or anything like that. But always, always, always make sure the very first thing that comes out of your mouth is the address. If you're somebody's panic call buddy and they call you and tell you that they're going somewhere alone, leave your phone on loud. Have your phone on standby. Be there for that person the way you want somebody to be there for you. If you getting sleepy or something happens to where you get busy and you ain't got time, let that person know. Or if you're with somebody that you trust and also that other person trusts, let that person know, hey, you know, so-and-so's over here, I'm about to do this. If they call, I need you to go and be there. Do not be a disappointing call buddy. You could literally be the difference in whether someone lives or not, or even if it's not a life or death situation, you could be the difference in something traumatic happening to that person. Be a good call buddy. Step number 4, get in your car and just go. When you come out of the stores after you've gone shopping, don't get in the car trying to see everything that you bought or trying to try things out. You saw it in the store. Put it in your car and get out of there. If you see something on your car, it doesn't matter what it is. People put little papers and notes on people's windshields all the time. Some people put zip ties on there. Some people would just put crap on your car. Do not stop to see what it is. Get in your car and leave. Wait till you're somewhere safe or where you're somewhere with a bunch of people, or if you're not parked by anyone, and then check it out. But do not, when you come out of a store and you're parked near people and you're not parked in the front and there's no one out there that could possibly help you or see you, even if there are people around, because something I've noticed in a lot of experiments and a lot of things that I've seen on like news footage and stuff, a lot of people will act like they don't see stuff going on. So if something's on your car, check it out when you get home. Check it out when you're somewhere safe and you feel secure. But when you get out of a store or you get finished getting food or whatever the case is, get in your car, lock your doors, and go. Number 5 is learning your trunk hacks that can literally get you out of your trunk or get you out of situations after being put in your trunk. I didn't know this until earlier this year, but your trunk actually has an emergency latch. Learn where it is, learn how to use it. If you gotta get a friend, have a friend you trust. If you gotta get a friend, have them put you in the trunk or put them in the trunk. Or if you have kids and you want to teach them, put them in the trunk and teach them how to pull the emergency latch. Teach yourself how to pull the emergency latch. And someone puts you in the trunk, and as soon as you feel them get into the car or as soon as you feel them starting to pull off, open that latch and roll. Just jump out. Don't wait until they done drove off somewhere where they can stop the vehicle and come back and get you. I seen this lady at this gas station, and as soon as the car pulled out, She opened the emergency latch and jumped out and ran into the store. Be like that lady. Because 9 times out of 10, if they're in a public place, they're going to exit the parking lot as if nothing has happened. So as soon as you know they have gotten in that vehicle, or they are not standing outside of that trunk to where they can put you back in, pull that latch and get out. If your trunk does not have that emergency latch, you can pull out the wiring from the trunk to your backlights. And once you do that, 9 times out of 10, they will get pulled over. Especially if you can get both of them out. If you can get both of them out, that's great. But if you don't have an emergency latch, but you know how to pull out the wiring in your vehicle or any other vehicle, just snatch the wiring out. That will lead to them getting pulled over. And once you realize they're being pulled over, or you hear the cops, kick the trunk. Make as much noise as possible. If you're tied up and all you can do is just like bounce and make that car bounce and move to where that cop knows that there's something going on, do that. Will save your life. Keep a weapon hidden in your trunk. A lot of people keep a spare tire in their trunk. Also, make sure you keep a weapon in that trunk. A lot of people keep their tools and stuff in their trunk. If you got a toolbox in your trunk, put a knife in there, or just put a knife under the mat, or put a mat in your trunk and put something under the mat that can potentially help you defend yourself once you are out of the trunk. It can also help you if you manage to get tied up. That way you have a knife in there somewhere. You can get yourself untied, you can get to that emergency latch, and you can get out. When you're going out alone to like bars and stuff, and you know that you're leaving alone, keep a weapon on you. Whether it's a sock weapon, a bra weapon, or your back pocket weapon. I mean, when you're being kidnapped, sometimes they check you and just mainly your pockets. They check your pockets to make sure that you don't have weapons, or that you have money if they rob you first or whatever. But if you keep a weapon into your sock, your shoe, your bra, or anything like that, it can help you get out of a dangerous situation. Also, if the wiring is too hard for you to pull out or break or whatever you need to do, that weapon will help you to destroy those wires in that backlight so that you can make the backlights go out. So just learn your trunk, practice, and hopefully you never have to use those tips. Tip number 6 would be to have your alarms. If you're in a big parking lot and you can't get to any type of weapon, or you don't have a weapon but you have that alarm, press the button. Or if you're just too skittish to stab anybody and you just can't do it and you get frozen up, press that alarm button. You're going to draw attention to yourself, and someone is going to come. Everybody's eyes is gonna go to where the vehicle that's making that noise. So just make sure you press your alarm button. When you go to sleep at night, keep your keys beside your bed. A lot of people like to come in and throw their keys on the table or put them on these little key holder things. Don't do that. One, if someone breaks in your house, there's your keys right there. After they steal your car, it ain't much else they need from your house. So sleep with your keys next to you, because if someone breaks in and you ain't got no security system or nothing like that, or if you're in trouble, somebody's in your bedroom and they're trying to get to you, press that alarm on your car, because someone will hear it. Someone will probably come to your house and try to figure out what's going on. It will cause commotion and people will pay attention. Alarm systems. Make sure you have alarm systems in your house. Make sure you have good alarm systems in your house that work. There's nothing wrong with testing out your alarm, and if they call you and like, hey, what's going on? We're sending the police. Be like, it's okay. You know, I just forgot I set my alarm or something. Well, really, you're testing it out. But make sure that your alarm works. Some alarms come with panic buttons. Put one in your room to where you can set your alarm, or if someone breaks in, you can get up and press that button so that somebody can get there in the case of an emergency. It saves you a lot from getting through that 911 call, because 911 calls can be very nerve-wracking. You might not have enough time, but a panic button, it is quick and easy. The next tip that I have will be to know your exits at all times. Don't allow nobody to lock the door behind you if it makes you uncomfortable. And if you tell them not to lock the door and they're insisting on it, leave. Be stern and let them know, I don't want the door locked. No means no. Don't go to the back of somebody's house or the basement of somebody's house, especially if it's the first time you going there. If there's a part of the house that you're uncomfortable going in, don't go in it. Me, I'm the type of person, I'm not even finna walk throughout your house my first time being over. Like, either we gonna chill in the living room or we can chill in your room, but the door is gonna be open, or I'm not finna go and check out your basement. I'm not finna do that. My next tip would be to have home precautions. Unfortunately, if someone wants to break into your house, if they want to get in your house that bad, they're going to get in. Especially if they don't care. If they don't care about alarms, they don't care about, you know, having to break a window. It doesn't matter what kind of lock you got on your door. They can break a window. They can get into your house. There's a way to get in the house. But if you don't live in that rough of a neighborhood and you don't have anybody who has a strong agenda against you, you can still take the precautions. You should be taking the precautions anyway, even if you have those two factors. But take precautions at your house, especially if you have kids. I seen this one post where this lady was like, she has 6 locks on her doors. And she has 3 of them that are locked and 3 of them that are unlocked. So that when someone goes to try to unlock her door, they're locking the other 3. So they're never really getting in because they're thinking that they're picking the lock when really they're only picking 3 locks and locking the other 3. When I moved into my first apartment, I saw this hack where in most places they have these smaller screws in a door. And this can be to your bedroom door. This can be to your front door, your back door, any door. Just even your bathroom door in case you have to run in there and hide. Make sure you take those shorter screws out and replace them with longer screws because it will be harder for someone to kick in your door. Make sure that all of your doors are locked, especially at night once you're in the house. Just do, if you have to get up and do around, I do it. Get up and make sure all of your doors are locked. Even the back door that you don't ever use or the French doors on the side that you don't ever use, make sure that they are locked at all times. Because you never know if you had over visitors earlier and they plan on coming back over later, so they went to that door that you never use, or they snuck through your house and unlocked that door that you never use or never check on, and now when they come back, they coming through the side door. Same with your windows. Lock your bedroom doors at night. If you don't have kids. If you have kids, you might not want to lock your bedroom door at night, but if you ain't got kids, lock those doors at night. Keep a gun or any type of weapon next to your bed. Me, choice of weapon would be a gun. I ain't gotta get close to you. But if you have machetes, I know people who have machetes, I know people who have other weapons and stuff. Make sure you keep it beside your bed so that you don't have to get up and run in this area or run in that area or run into the hallway or run somewhere that's very, very inconvenient to get to a weapon. And I'm not saying leave it out on your dresser, especially if you have kids, but you can have it next to your bed in the drawer or a secret compartment in the drawer or in a secret box that they're not allowed to touch or that has a key that you can open it.
Okay. I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you what you want. Just let me check the mailbox one last time. Gun compartment.
Have it next to you. A lot of people will put it under their mattress. Still next to you. Have a camera. I see a lot of people with Ring where someone even walks close to your yard or in your yard or close to your door. You get an alert on your phone and you can look and see who it is. You can look and see who's in your yard. You can look and see who's at your door. Get dogs. Dogs will listen. Some dogs will bark at the smallest noise, but dogs are the best type of animals to have, especially at night, because they will bark if they hear anything. So if you're a dog person or if you can stand having a dog, get a dog. They will let you know when somebody is coming or somebody is here that should not be here. They will let you know when somebody is in their space that should not be in the space. Don't answer your door if you're not comfortable. If you don't know who it is and you don't feel comfortable enough to answer the door, don't answer the door. It doesn't matter if they already seen you or if they know that you're in there. Don't answer it. If you're not comfortable, don't answer it. I'm definitely the type of person that will stand on the opposite side of the door and be like, who is it? What do you want? What are you selling? I'm not answering that door until I feel secure or I know who you are. I know at one point they were saying that people were putting recordings of a baby crying on your step. And when you open the door, they come inside. Don't answer your door for sketchy noises. If you hear something that gives you the creeps and gives you chills, don't answer your door. A lot of people will pretend like they're selling you something, waiting for you to open the door, and then they ambush you in your home. So me personally, I don't answer the door for anybody that's doing any of that stuff. Not interested, not answering my door. keep going. So my next tip would be analyze the situation. Don't underestimate your attacker. I learned this on a church convention where we practice kind of knowing dangerous situations and learning to take precautions, especially because we were a big group of kids going to another state or just traveling. So our teacher would teach us different things to look out for so that we didn't get kidnapped. It is also cool to teach your kids these steps. No matter in any given situation, an adult should not be asking a child for help. An adult does not need any type of help from a child. Adult walks up to a child or walk up to you and you're a child and they're asking you for help to do something, especially if they need you to go into a different area or to go somewhere with them to help them, do not go. They could have just as easily walked up to an adult and asked an adult. Doesn't matter if you're the only child there, you let them know, no, I'm a child, or call your mom or whoever you're with. Get help. And don't feel bad because that person knew better. They can't get mad at you for taking precautions. Another example we learned is if somebody's asking you to help them put a car seat in their car. Most men are gonna know how to put a car seat in a car. I mean, and I'm not talking as far as strapping the child in. I'm talking about getting the car seat and putting it in the car. So if somebody's asking you to get the car seat and put it in the car for them, watch out because they're probably gonna hit you in the back of the head. Any woman, before she goes out of her way to invite a stranger near her child and put them in the car for her, she's gonna try to do it herself. She's gonna learn how to do it herself. She's not out, I mean, women ain't out here just inviting people into their space and their privacy and bringing them around their child. They're just not. Most women are not. So even though it might make you feel bad, if you don't feel comfortable, don't go help nobody put their child's car seat in the car. Especially if you don't see a child, because, ma'am, where's your child? It's easy for a woman to get a car seat in the car when the child's not in. If that's what she needs to do, which is to bring the car seat down first and put the car seat in the car, and then go back up and come back down and get her baby, go back up and get her baby, and come back down and put the child in the car, she will do that. She's not inviting a stranger to put her child in the car for her. She's just not. Walking up to a car. If someone's asking you something, you don't have to walk up all the way to their car to tell them what you need to tell them. Especially if they're like, I can't hear you. Come here, come here. Dead giveaway. Don't go up to a car, especially bending down to a car. If you can't hear them, ask them to speak up. If they're steadily asking you something or telling you something and they can't hear you and you can't hear them, then it's, I can't help you, I'm sorry, ask somebody else. Never walk up to a car, because that is how most people get, especially children, into their vehicle, or women into their vehicle. They pretend that they need help with something, and as soon as that person bends over or is trying to show them something on their phone or something like that, then they grab you by the hair or knock you upside the head and snatch you into the vehicle through the window. Just don't do it. Don't take drinks from anybody, especially if it's your first time hanging out. I'm not saying be a weirdo about it or anything like that, but especially if you're in a club or if you're on a date and this is your first date and he got that drink and you didn't see him, you didn't see it when it touched the table, you weren't like, don't do it. If you gotta pee, make sure that you go to pee after you get done eating and you don't want the drink anymore, or before your food gets to you, or before you order your food, or before you order your drink. As soon as you get there, try to make yourself pee so that when you're eating or like during your lunch or whatever, you don't have to get up and go to the bathroom. Most people, if they roofie you, especially if it's something that will put you out and they want you to be out by the time you get in the car, they will 9 times out of 10 do it towards the end of your date. So don't go to the bathroom unless you know you are done with everything on the table, you are done with that drink, and you're not going to take another sip when you come back to the table. Don't leave drinks unattended, especially at bars. Just if you forget your drink sitting there and you go somewhere and you come back, too bad. Don't matter how much money you paid for it. Do not drink a drink that you left unattended. They have these roofie coasters that you can order, that you can take with you to the bar or on a date or whatever. And it's a coaster that you can take your straw with a little bit of alcohol on it, or just take your finger and rub it on that coaster. It's like paper. You rub it on that coaster, and if it turns a certain color, it will tell you whether someone has put something in your drink. If you are taking an Uber, don't ask them if they're your Uber. Don't give them your name. You ask them, who are you here to pick up? You ask them to tell you what your name is. You ask them to show you on their phone if they have to, that, because I think that's how it works. Ask them to pull out their phone and show you that they're here to pick you up and your information and everything. If you get into the car, make sure the child lock isn't on. Check before you get in. It doesn't matter about being courteous. It doesn't matter about, oh, I don't want them to think I'm weird. You got to worry about you. So when you get in that car, make sure that child lock is not on. If you don't feel comfortable, don't take an Uber if somebody's already in there. Don't take an Uber and he got a passenger with him or his homeboy with him. Don't get in an Uber. And also, if it makes you feel more secure, get on the phone with somebody the entire time you're in the Uber. Talk until you get to your destination. My next tip would be to always carry a weapon on you. A knife, a gun, mace, a taser, a bat, anything sharp. Keep a weapon on you. Even your keys can be a weapon, but do not hold them in between your knuckle. Like I've seen some people do. They put their key in between their knuckles, so if they punch, they can, it's going to bend that way. It's going to bend and you're going to hurt yourself. Hold that key like it's a knife. Be ready to impale somebody's skin and fight for your life. And my last tip would be to just stay calm. Staying calm in a lot of situations will help you to think better as to what you need to be doing or what your next step is. It will also keep somebody who already plans on killing you, it will keep them from just killing you immediately. If you get tied up and you have tape on your mouth, lick the tape, because eventually it will get to where it's not sticky anymore. It will come off and then you can yell and scream for help. If they have a gun, do what they say do. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to take the gun from them. Just do what you need to do. Chloroform does not work the way it works in movies. You don't go out instantly. It takes 5 to 8 minutes for it to even kick in. So if somebody walks up behind you and they have chloroform, stay calm, try not to breathe, and fight your way through it. If they don't have a weapon, fight for your life. And this is one way that step number 1, the self-defense, that's one way that it kicks in, because it teaches you when to use your fight or flight senses. And you will know when you're in a situation and you need to fight your way out of it, and you know how to fight your way out of it. Doesn't matter what your opponent look like, how big they are, anything. You know how to get yourself out of the situation. Or if it's a situation where you just need to stay calm, don't fight, run, whatever you need to do. Don't be sitting there trying to fight them. Or if you've already gotten out of the hold, just run and get out of the situation. So those are all of the tips that I have that could possibly save you from life or death situations. If you have any other tips that could possibly help somebody, please put them down below in the comments. Don't forget to share this video for awareness. Don't forget to like and hit that notification bell, and I will see you next video. Stay safe.